second part of your first unit, and that is called continuous beams. Okay, so all of you can take the heading as continuous beams. And as I said, continuous beam is the one. So you can take down the definition, the first definition of second part. A continuous beam is one which is supported on more than two supports. Okay. So next point, what you can write, these are statically indeterminate. And can be analyzed, SET, can be analyzed by a new method is there, or a method is there, which is called as can be analyzed by, it has got two names, that is theorem of three moments, or it is also known as Clapeyron's, CLAPER, sorry, uh, my mistake, CLAPERON's, Clapeyron's theorem. Okay, so now let us discuss what is this Clapeyron's method and all. Okay, what is this Clapeyron's method? So let us say we have a continuous beam here. All of you please draw simultaneously. Okay, let us say I have a continuous beam. Yes.
The screen is not showing, sir.
You please check your internet, Amma, because here I am using the college internet. Please check your network connection. For anyone who is unable to see, please respond. Fikrat, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir, I can visible, sir.
Okay, please check your internet. Maybe some internet issue will be there. Okay. Okay, so let us say this is a continuous beam, and the supports are A, B, and this one is C. Okay, so here it has two spans, that is the first span is sorry, the first span is AB, and the second span is BC, and the length of span AB, this is L1, and this is L2. Okay, and they can have any pattern of loading. Okay, so here I can write, here I can write, or I'll give the heading, subheading, excuse me. So it is CLAPEY, Clapeyron's theorem, or theorem of three moments. theorem of three moments. Okay, this is the heading. So here we have a continuous beam with two spans AB and BC are as shown in the figure. Okay, and they may have any loading pattern. They may have any loading pattern. Okay, any loading pattern. Okay, so now let us say that this end over here, okay, this has displaced. Okay, let me change the ink color of the ink. Let us say it is displaced as a dash. It is displaced to a point a dash, and this distance is delta 1. Okay, and this support has come down. This support has come down to C dash, and this distance, sorry, the distance, please correct this one, that the distance is from here. Okay, so this distance, this is, let us say it is delta 2 and it is C dash. Okay, so if I join that beam, continuous beam, it will be like this. Okay, these are not straight lines, these are curved lines. Okay, so please draw like that. Okay, and the slope here, this one is called theta b, and the slope here, this is called theta a. Okay, so let us say this one is C double dash, and here this point, it is called A double dash. Okay, so if we draw, so let us say this is figure 1. So if we draw the bending moment diagram for this one, okay, so let me change the color of the ink. Let me make it any color, let's say green. So if I draw the bending moment diagram treating the beams A and B as simply supported. Okay, I'm considering A and B simply support, and B and C is also simply supported one. Then the BMD will be like this. Okay, so here you can take down a point. that treating AB and BC to be freely supported and independent of each other and independent of each other. The bending moment diagram BMD is shown in figure 2. This is figure 2. Okay, so let us say the centroid here is at A1 and here it is at A2. Okay, so under the effect of, you can write next point, under the effect of under the effect of applied loads, let beam ABC, the whole beam ABC takes the shape of A dash, B dash, C dash. Okay, we are assuming this shape to be A dash, B dash, C dash. That is the supports A and C sinking by different amounts with respect to B. With respect to B means with respect to support B. C. So we are saying that let us say this is the original continuous beam, and due to some loading condition, the support A is sinking from A to A dash, and that deflection is delta 1, and C, the support C is sinking by delta 2, and it is sinking from C to C dash. Okay, so from here we can take another conclusion that draw A double dash B C dash, C double dash, sorry. Okay, so this one. Okay, so since this is a curve, so I'm drawing a tangent, okay, to this curve. Okay, so to this curve I'm drawing a tangent A double dash B C double dash. Okay, so that I'm writing draw A double dash B C dash, that is a tangent, to the elastic curve at B, to the elastic curve at B, and let A double dash and C double dash A double dash C, let's say A double dash, this one. Okay, let's say A double dash, that one is, and C double dash. Okay, this one, this gap. Okay, B the intercepts made by this tangent, made by this tangent on the verticals through A and C. Okay. So let us write the details about L1, L2, A1 and A2. Okay. So let us write, let L1 equals to, what is L1? Sorry. L1 is length of span AB. What is L2? Length of span BC. What is A1? A1 is, what is A1? What is A1? A1 is area of BMD for span AB. Okay, and we have considered that these two are simply supported beams. So the bending moment diagram has been drawn by considering these two as simply supported beams. Okay, so and what is A2? A2 equals to area of BMD for span BC. Okay, so here I am considering simply supported. Okay, same, considering simply supported. Okay, now what else we need? We need the x1. Okay, now what is the x1? We need the center of gravity. Okay, so let us say the center of gravity for this one lies here. For example, I am taking, let us say it lies at a distance of x1 bar for span AB, and it lies at a distance of, example, x2 bar for the span BC. Okay, so that I can write it as, so x1 and x2, I'll write both simultaneously. X1, x1, sorry, x1 bar and x2 bar equals to distance of distance of the centroid of A1 from A, and distance of the centroid of A2 from C respectively. Okay. Now what else we need? We need the flexural rigidities of these two beams. Okay, let us say the flexural rigidity of this beam as E1 I1 and this beam as E2 I2. Okay, so that we will write it here. So E1 I1, E1 I1 and E2 I2. So these are the flexural rigidities of span AB and BC respectively. Okay. Now, what else we have given? We have been given in the details. So we have delta 1 and delta 2. Okay. So what is this delta 1 and delta 2? We can write it as, so delta 1 and delta 2. These are what? Sinking of support A and C with respect to support B. Okay. Right. So sorry, here it is theta B, not theta A. So please correct this one. This is also theta A we are considering. Okay. This one is, sorry, not theta A, theta B. Both are theta B we are considering. I'll tell you why. Okay. Don't worry about that. So let's move to the next part, that is theta B. What is theta B? So next one is this theta B. Okay. So we will write a note for theta B also. So what is theta B? So theta B, that is angle made by the tangent, to the elastic curve at B with the horizontal. Okay. So if that is the case, now who can tell what is theta B? What is theta B? So this angle, what is theta B? Since if it is a tangent, see, if it is a tangent, let me change the color of this one. So if I'm saying, so since this is a tangent, so it means this angle and this angle will be equal. So that's why, so previously here I made theta A, but it is not theta A because the angle, so since it is an angle to this curve, so this is theta B and this is also theta B. Okay. So what is this theta B? So theta B will be the intercept. So this is A. Okay. This one is A. This is A dash. So this one divided by L1. So A double dash by L1. Okay. A double dash by L1. Okay. So that I can write here. As, so theta B equals to A double dash by L1. Okay. Or that I can write it as 1 by L1 into A dash A double dash minus delta 1. Okay. Now how it came? So A double dash, see here, the previous one. So see here. So if I express in terms of this one, so it will be 1 minus, sorry, 1 by L1 into this A double dash, that will be, see, this one, it is this one delta 1 minus a dash into a double dash. Okay, sorry, it is a double dash. Sorry, it is okay. This one, this distance. What is this distance? This this hole is, it is called a dash into a dash into a double dash. Okay, and this distance is, this distance is this one minus this one delta 1. So it is a double dash minus delta 1. Okay, a dash into a double dash, this is a dash. Okay, so a dash a double dash minus delta 1. Okay, so that is here minus delta 1. Okay, where, what is this a dash a double dash? This is the deflection of the point A with respect to the tangent, with respect to the tangent to the elastic curve at B. Is it? Please ask questions if you have any doubts. If you have any doubts, you can ask any questions till now. Okay, so let's go ahead. So what is this deflection? Okay, or this can be written as, it is the moment of the m by ei diagram between A and B about A. Okay, so therefore this A dash A double dash A dash A double dash, it can be written as A1 into x1 bar by E1 I1 plus 1 by E1 I1 into half of MA into L1 into L1 by 3 plus 1 by E1 I1 into half of MB into L1 into 2 by 3 L1. Okay, now from where I got all these values? So this is as per the second area theorem. Okay, so if I take some 1 by ei1 as common, 1 by e1 I1, if I take it common, then I am left with a1 x1 bar plus ma plus 2 mb into L square by 6. Okay, so therefore theta b equals to 1 by L1 into A dash A double dash minus delta 1. So this can be written as A1 x1 bar A1 x1 bar whole divided by L1 E1 I1 plus 1 by 6 E1 I1 into MA plus 2 MB minus delta 1 by L1. Okay. So similarly, this is from, if we consider from the left hand part, only if we consider the span AB. If we consider span AB, this will be theta B. Okay. If we consider the span BC, what will be the theta B? Theta B. Similarly, we can write, or we can say that. So similarly, we can write theta B if I consider from this side, from span BC. If I consider, so theta B will be CC dash by L2. Okay. So I can write it like this. So theta B equals to C dash by L2. Okay. So again, this CC dash will be, again, this C, sorry, CC double dash. Okay. My mistake. This is CC double dash. Okay. So this C double dash, CC double dash, that one will be this whole. So just like this one, it will be this whole. So it is, this whole is C dash C. Okay, this whole is C dash C minus, or I can write it as delta 2, sorry, this is delta 2 minus C dash C double dash. Okay, this one. Okay, only this part. So here the total distance is delta 2. Okay, so it is delta 2 minus C dash into C double dash. So that I can write it as delta 2 minus C dash into C double dash by L2. Okay. Now, what is this C dash? Oh, sorry, C dash C double dash. So similarly, that will be, it is the deflection. It is the deflection of the point C with respect to tangent to the elastic curve at B. Okay. So again, similarly, just like this one, so what is C dash? What is C dash C double dash? So that is the moment of the EI diagram between B and C about B. Okay. So that I can write it as, so this is equal to moment of the E by, sorry, M by EI diagram between B and C about C, and this is as per second area moment. This is as per second area moment. Okay, so I can write therefore C dash C double dash, I can write it as A2x2 bar by E2 I2, just the same procedure. Okay, but here we are considering the second span E2 I2 into 1 by 2 into MC, that is the moment at C, into L2 into L2 by 3 plus 1 by E2 I2 into half of MB into L2 into 2 by 3 L2. Okay, so I can write it as this implies C dash into C double dash equals to 1 by E2 I2. I am taking as common, so I am left with A2 into X2 bar plus 2MB plus MC into L square by 6, just like the previous one. Okay, so therefore theta B equals to, I have already got 1 by L2 into, it is delta 2 minus C dash C double dash. So I'll put that C dash C double dash here. So that will be 1 by L2, or I'll just open it. So you can write it as delta 2 by L2 minus A2 into X2 bar whole divided by L2 E2 and I2. So I think here I missed one. Yeah, it is correct. It is correct. Here it is I2 minus L2 by 6 E2 I2 into 2MB plus MC. Okay, so let me check this one. E1 I1. Yes, it is correct. Okay, so I can say, so now I can equate. So what I can equate, I can equate, so this one I can write, so this implies theta B equals to this one. Okay, so now I can equate this one, this part, with what? I can equate this one with this one. I can equate these two because theta B is same. Okay, I can equate this part basically. I can equate this part and this one. Okay, so let us say this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Okay, so equating equating 1 and 2. Just a moment. Equating 1 and 2, we have, so if I equate, I'm writing it here, a1 x1 bar by l1 e1 I1 plus L1 divided by 6 E1 I1 into MA plus 2MB minus delta 1 by L1. This is equal to delta 2 by L2 minus A2 x2 bar divided by L2 into E2 I2 minus L2 divided by 6 into E2 I2 into 2MB plus MC. Okay, so if we further simplify, so we can write or MA I1, sorry, MAL1 MAL1 by 6 E1 I1 plus 2MB by 6 into L1 by E1 I1 plus L2 by E2 I2 plus MC L2 divided by 6 E2 I2. Then this is going to a bigger one, A1 X1 bar divided by L1 E1 I1 plus A2 X2 bar divided by L2 E2 I2 equals to delta 1 by L1 plus delta 2 by L2. Okay, so this can be written as, again, this can be further simplified as MAL1 divided by E1 I1. So this 6 is going the other side. Okay, so plus 2MB into L1 by E1 I1 plus L2 by E2 I2 plus MC L2 by E2 I2 plus 6 A1 X1 bar divided by L1 E1 I1 plus 6 into A2 X2 bar divided by L2 E2 I2. This becomes 6 into 6 came this side. Okay, 6 into delta 1 by L1 plus 6 into 2 by L2. Okay, so this one, so this equation we are calling it as equation 3. Now what is equation 3? So equation 3, or I can write EQN, equation 3 is the most general form of the theorem of three moments. Okay. So this one, equation 3, is the most general equation of three moments. So this derivation can be asked as a long question in your examination. Okay. And next, after this, in the next class, we will be learning about some special cases, just like we learned three some 4 to 5 special cases of fixed beam. Similarly, we will learn here some special cases about this continuous beam. Okay, so that's it for today's class.